What is going on, Tackle Warehouse fans? We're here, day 2 of ICAST 2024. We're over here at the Z-Man booth with the man, Stephen Browning himself, here to talk about some awesome new products that Z-Man is releasing. We've got the Z-Man Tungsten Elite EVO Chatterbait, and then also to pair with that, the Z-Man Chattershad trailer. Why don't you go and jump in and tell us, what you like about the bait, the difference you see with that tungsten material, and how you're going to be fishing it.
Walker, probably the biggest thing about the Tungsten EVO is this. It's heavier on a smaller head, and what I mean by that is if you can see, you compare this to the original EVO that we introduced last year. This head is a little bit smaller. The tungsten in this is 96% tungsten, so I mean it's a heavy little small compact head. The big thing is when you're retrieving a chatterbait, you want to stop and go. You want to twitch with your rod tip, give that bait a little bit of action. This bait falls harder. It hits harder. And what I mean when I say hit harder, the deal is, folks, when that blade hits that tungsten head, it's sharp, it's crisp. You're going to be able to feel it. You're going to be able to stay in contact with this bait a whole lot more than the original lead versions of this particular bait.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Chattershads, as you see, Z-Man loves to put 2 and 2 together,
Absolutely.
I guess 1 and 1, that equals 2.
Creating the system.
Creating the system. We've got the all-new Chattershads. We're going to pair this up with a new Tungsten Elite EVO, and I promise you guys, it is going to be one that's not going to be on your deck. It's going to be in your hands, because I promise you, it's going to be a fish catcher.
Absolutely. That's the new Z-Man Tungsten Elite EVO Chatterbait and the Z-Man Chattershads there. I'm excited to get them. I've been throwing the regular EVO for years, and I know you guys are too. Make sure you head on over to tacklewarehouse.com. These are available for pre-order right now. Up next in the Z-Man booth, we're here with my man, fishing legend, Luke Clausen. We're here to talk about the Z-Man Graph Shads, one I'm super excited about. I know you are too. We both might use live scope here and there to catch a fish or two, and I think this is going to be an absolute stellar bait in the arsenal, but I want to hear your 2 cents on it, Luke.
Yeah, this is a bait I've spent a lot of time with. I've fished with it more than anybody has because it's been 2 years in the making, probably 5 different renditions of this bait that we've been working on. I went through a lot of prototypes, spent a lot of time with it. It's a cool bait for forward-facing sonar. Pretty unique that it has a line-through design. You actually tie to the bottom of the jig head. So what that does is it creates a consistent pull point. Your knot never falls over on a line tie anymore. And also it levers the bait further back than it would if your line tie was forward. So with hooking fish, it's a big deal, but it causes your bait to slow down quicker. So our goal with this, get the bait to fall really fast to get it to the level you want on forward facing. But when you create tension with it being pulling further back, it torques the bait and slows it down coming through the water so you can fish it by the fish slower. Really cool design. It's got some neat features like an air chamber in here that causes the bait to show up better on forward facing. Just a really cool, the most innovative forward facing bait I know of that's out so far, So it's cool. I've caught a ton of fish on it. Excited about the production run of it. We got 10 colors, comes in 3/16, quarter and 3/8. So a lot of different size options, weight options rather, and super durable plastics with the elastic, of course.
Awesome. One thing I did want to call out, you've got the weight stamped right there on the head of the bait. I know you are victim to it as well, scrambling through the box, looking for the certain size you're looking for. Of course, Elastec technology. That's the Z-Man Graph Shads, available at tacklewarehouse.com for pre-order right now. Make sure you guys head on over to the website and check them out. Up next, still at the Z-Man booth, still with my guy Luke Clausen here to talk about something I've been waiting on for quite some time. That's the Z-Man Shadtron. When the Molotron came out last year, I was super excited. I saw that profile and thought, man, what a killer bait. I can't wait for them to come out with a shad bait. And I think Joey last year even might have planted that seed in some of the Z-Man guys' ears saying we need a shad bait, and they came out with it. But Luke, what do you think about the Shadtron?
This is another bait. I've been through the prototype process with it and used them both quite a bit. It's a really cool universal bait. It's a line through design, so we have a top hook in this one, a bottom hook in that one. Right there, it's a 4.5 and 6 inch sizes, but here we can run the line through either chamber. There's one that's going to come through the top here for a top hook, or through the bottom with a bottom hook and a keeper for your treble hook. So it's pretty universal. I've caught a lot of fish on it with this top hook though, and this is an absolute skipping machine. It's like a flat rock, this bait going across the surface. Both sizes, I've caught a lot with the top hook. Bottom hook's good for spotted bass and smallmouth, but fairly subtle tail action with that wedge tail design. We're not looking at a big wagging tail like you see with the paddle tail.
For sure.
So it's really good in clear water when you want something a little bit more subtle. really weedless with the top hook design. But again, spots and smallmouth, it's hard to beat that treble hook on the bottom.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's the Z-Man Shadtron. If you like this bait or any of the other baits we cover with Z-Man, make sure you guys head on over to tacklewarehouse.com. Everything's available for pre-order. And with that, we're going to go ahead and say goodbye to Z-Man. And Luke, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for stopping by.
Absolutely.